Hello and welcome to Black Foodie. We cook along with FT. My name is Yvonne and I am your host. I would have FT introduce himself. He is the chef for tonight. Where we cook his cooking today for us.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Black Foodie Live. As Yvonne said, my name is FT from Lamuren Inc. And we are cooking some pepper soup curry today with some jasmine rice. This is a dish that I really enjoy, that came about as a result of the pandemic lockdown and just like trying to figure out what I can do with stuff in my apartment. And this, God blessed us with this one, so we moved.
Nice. So what I'm gonna do though, I'm actually gonna ask you some questions as we go along. You said that this was inspired by the pandemic, right?
Correct.
And this, you mentioned like some terminology. You said pepper soup, right? So let's take that back. So that's like the Nigerian dish, but then it's like a fusion, right? Because you mentioned curry as well. So I would probably say, what are we looking at? What's going to be going in here? Because I know we're seeing like some stuff.
Okay. If you're just joining us, we do have a setup here. For me, it's very important to have what they call like a mise en place, which means everything in its place. And that just means that like as soon as I start cooking, I'm not like reaching back into the fridge and all that, or like what have you. So we've got chicken thighs, most importantly. You can use whatever piece of chicken you want, but this always has a great flavor. I have salt, obviously, pepper soup spice, which is ground from a few spices like saline pepper pods, calabash nutmeg, mainly a lot of spices you can find in Nigeria, but you can also find this spice already ground up. You can get it here from mychopchop.ca using my code. Lamuren 10. I actually really want you guys to get your African ingredients from there, so do that. We've got onion, ginger, garlic, Scotch bonnet or atarodo, some lime, coconut milk, bell pepper for garnish, and my little flavor base here, which we'll get into in a second.
Okay. I love that you have everything. So let's say someone is cooking along with us right now, right? The person's not Nigerian. What would you say would be a similar, I guess, spice for this mix for the pepper soup? Because I'm thinking that's the key.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can mix some ginger, some garlic, fennel seeds, some black pepper. We'll probably some nutmeg as well. We'll probably get you as closely to this as possible.
Okay.
But yeah, so if those are the ingredients you have on hand, please feel free to do that.
Nice. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna be gisting as well. So if you're, if you're here, let us know where you're actually tuning in from, and also
send a comment.
Yeah,
interact.
Right. Gist with us. We love gisting. We also like eating and cooking. So
yeah,
we're hoping that you could do that with us. So what's first right now?
So if you did. You're here, you must have registered. You should have gotten the ingredient list. I hope you did. And there's also a list of directions. And one of the first things that we'll be doing is cutting up the chicken thighs. To save some time today, I've already queued mine up, and I will show you what those look like. So they're like little bite-sized pieces. Closer to the camera. They're little bite-sized pieces, so that they also cook much quicker in the sauce. If you want to do this with whole chicken thighs, that's fine as well. One thing I have done, part of the ingredients was the ginger, garlic, rodo, and iru. My favorite ingredient, fermented locust beans.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know what these are, this is like our umami bomb in Nigeria.
You can actually like zoom into that because I feel like a lot of people might not know what that looks like. It's black and it's like really tiny seeds. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It has a very like strong smell, sort of like earthy, like truffle, but we use it in the same way people might use miso to like flavor soups and stocks and like different dishes. A great ingredient.
Okay.
For me today, I have already blended up using my food processor at home. The iru, the garlic, the ginger, the onion, and the rodo in here. Fantastic way to flavor dishes. Throw this in some oil, cook it down a bit, and then like that just gives your dishes a really, really good flavor base. So we're gonna start with that.
Nice, perfect. So one thing I love about this recipe is that it's getting cold outside, right? And I feel like pepper soup is, every time I would, with Banta and also with like, our parents back home, they would cook pepper soup when it's like really cold, right? I just found that I just ate the meat. I don't know about you, but I really wasn't a fan of the soup. Were you a fan of the soup?
We're gonna get into that in a second. Actually, okay, let's get started and we'll talk as we cook.
Okay.
So the first thing I want you guys, if you're cooking along, to do, if you already have your chicken thighs cut up, is to turn your pan on. I'm using a cast iron today, and everything will be cooked in one pan, except for the rice, obviously. But yeah, set your pan on. Let's go to like medium heat here, and get in some olive oil, like a couple tablespoons of oil. I think the recipe says 3 tablespoons. For this is 1 pound of chicken breast, chicken thighs. Sorry. So while that heats up, we can talk about it. So my dad, when we were growing up, like that's one of his favorite things to make. And I was like, man, like I don't know if I can just eat soup as a meal, man. Like, can we stop doing this? So over time, I grew to not really like pepper soup just because I was like, man, I don't want to just eat this stuff like and put to bed.
Right. That was like dinner.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, you know what? Like, how can I enjoy pepper soup in a way that feels a little bit more me?
Right.
And this is one of the dishes that I feel represent that. I will eat the meat out of pepper soup.
Okay. We're the same. Because I felt the same way too. Because it would just be pretty much soup, right, with meat, and then most times they just eat it like that. Most times people would eat it like that, and they would be belly full. Belly full means like filled stomach.
Nice.
But I always wondered. I was like, honestly, there's no substance in here. It is just soup with spices, but I know a lot of things, go into the dish.
Or like some people have it with yam or plantain in it too, which is also a great way to like fill yourself up.
Okay.
We're not shading pepper soup, by the way.
No.
It's just a preference thing to be honest.
Okay, so we're gonna start with.
Ooh, our pan is hot. Okay. So we are getting our chicken breast into the pan. Depending on how big your pan or pot is, you'll be able to fit all 1 pound of chicken thighs in at once.
Okay.
I don't think I will be able to do that because it's nice to space it out. You don't want everything too crowded. You want to give the chicken, space to cook properly. We're going to hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper in here as well. Light seasoning, nothing too crazy. So I got some salt. I got some kosher salt here, just a little sprinkle, as well as some black pepper.
Black pepper.
Nothing too crazy. And we'll give this a couple minutes. You don't have, obviously you can cook your chicken all the way through, but the thing is it's also going to cook in the sauce later on. So if you feel like, I just want to give it a couple minutes, brown it, get some color, feel free.
Right.
I won't be mad. You won't ruin the dish either.
Okay.
You'll be fine. So yeah, we're going to let that go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so for everyone who's just cooking along with us right now, the meat is, frying. And if you're just joining us, Chef FT is going to be making a fusion dish. And why is it fusion? I think we can just talk about that a little bit. Why is it a fusion dish? Because we talked about the soup.
Yeah.
Right?
And the curry. Because it draws on pepper soup spice from Nigeria. It also uses coconut milk. It uses some lime leaves, which are very popular in Thai cooking. We're going to use some cilantro, some Thai basil as well, some limes to finish. So it's like it's a very well balanced dish, to be honest. All the flavors hit really well. I'm very impressed with that. So that's sort of the fusion. We're not sort of abusing any ingredient from any country.
Right.
We're using them the right way. We're making sure that everything blends. I know I was having a conversation last week about the concept of fusion. Nigerian food always have to be fusion for it to be palatable. And I don't think so. I think if you do fusion in a way that respects the ingredients and lets it shine, then you're I think you're doing the right thing.
Right. Okay. That's actually really great like feedback because I never thought about like a fusion dish and how other cultures are probably going to either be, I guess, looked at differently. Like, oh, you have to blend this, you have to add that. But I think moving to Canada, I have found that fusion dishes are becoming my favorite dishes. Like, not because like I don't once in a while want to try something from back home. I'm like, what, this is interesting. I never actually tried this before, and actually I like this. Because sometimes people are like, nah, like perfect gold. And I'm like, so this is really good. I'm actually gonna try this because I love curry and I love pepper soup, but this is like the blend. Okay, the blend.
The perfect mix.
All right.
Of what Yvonne loves.
Hey.
Pepper soup
Hey.
and curry.
Hey.
That's what we do today. I actually know a couple people who are cooking along with us today, and I hope you're alive right now with us. Margaret, a really good friend of mine, says 6 of our friends are hanging out tonight, and they're gonna cook this. So hopefully you're on and like you're following along too.
Yeah, Margaret, if you are cooking along, take some pictures
Yes,
for every
please.
stage and tag FT, tag Black Foodie. Let us repost because
definitely. I like obviously my a really good friend of mine too as well, Hassel, who runs a great organization that works on mental health in the food and hospitality industry. Has been a huge support. She's cooking her daughters today as well. She actually stopped by to pick up some pepper soup spice and because she didn't know where to get them. So we're spreading the Yoruba culture. Man.
Come on.
I'm doing my part.
Listen, thank God for allowing God to use you to promote the culture. I wanted to find out, for those of us who are joining us, the main, I guess not the main, one of the main ingredients is pepper soup spice, and you have told us where to get that.
Yes.
Tell us again.
So there's an online grocery store called mychopchop, and we can probably leave that in the comments, right?
Yeah.
mychopchop.ca. You can order a lot of different African ingredients, and they get delivered straight to your door. mychopchop said because we're doing this, she's going to give you guys 10% off if you use my code Lamuren10. So we can also put that in the chat.
Yes, Lamuren 10% off. Get your pepper soup spice and get this dish on lockdown for winter, okay?
Exactly. Trust me, man. My roommate stole this recipe.
Wow.
He was just like, bro, you have to send it to me. And so now, like, I'm like, man, but like, now you have the rights.
Right.
Like, come on, man. It's kind of weird. I'm joking. Obviously, I'm sharing it.
Right. Okay, so we're just flipping and tossing.
Yeah. So the chicken is browning right now, right? Like, it's also adding flavor to the base of this because, again, everything, like, we're going to take chicken out. Everything will cook in here, so the flavor from this, the flavor from the iru, the onions, and everything will all be in here. Nice. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you guys a quick look at what that's looking like. The chicken is browning.
Yeah.
Good.
And we have a little bit left to cook, so this shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
Just a couple more pieces, and we'll get that in there.
So you mentioned something about not letting it cook too long because it's gonna cook
Yeah. So again, you don't have to finish cooking the chicken in here at all. You can if you want.
Right.
But for me, I will get it probably like 60-70% of the way cooked.
Okay.
And then let it finish cooking in the sauce.
Oh, perfect. I think last time we actually missed the pepper soup spice because a lot of people didn't see it on the other screen.
Okay.
But can you tell us what's, like you mentioned earlier, what's the different spices that are in this? Let's say someone is trying to make their own base here. And
Right.
So
I believe one of the major ingredients in there is calabash nutmeg.
Okay.
Which is an African, everybody knows about nutmeg here. I love calabash nutmeg. I've used it in a few dishes. There is the saline pepper pods. There's a few more ingredients that I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But it's a really, really nice, like, fragrant blend.
Right.
I think we were talking about where you want to do something similar here, and you don't have all those ingredients. I believe fennel seed is a great substitute. Some ginger, some dry ginger, some garlic, some black pepper as well. Nice. Will probably be a great substitute for that.
Amazing. Okay.
So this batch of chicken is good. I'm going to transfer it into a plate.
Okay.
and start cooking the last bit.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I dropped the piece of chicken.
save it. 30 seconds, 3 seconds? What is
You're right,
that rule?
it's not on the floor. 30-second rule, so we're fine. I'm gonna touch more oil in here just to cook the last bits of chicken.
Okay.
And then we'll carry on with the dish. So one thing that everyone can also be doing right now is like, I only have one burner today. But if you want to boil your rice, start boiling your rice. You know?
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
Thank
Save
God for
yourself
rice
time.
cookers too, right?
Exactly, right? Like it won't hurt. You can do that right now so that we can all eat together at the end.
Come on. And if you're just joining, the part of the chicken, then you just put some of the chicken, put some olive oil, chicken, then salt and pepper. Nothing too crazy, right?
That's it. The chicken is still going to be hit with some pepper soup spice, with the coconut milk, with the and all of that. So lots of flavor.
Okay. I have a question. You know how people hear pepper? Anytime someone sees an African dish and they just hear pepper, they're just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, I heard that.
So, but what would you, if you were to explain like how it tastes to someone, like,
interesting. Trying to imagine a different broth soup that you've had before, in different cultures. That's tough.
Yeah. No, I think probably for me, what I would say would be the closest, maybe chicken stock with a little bit of like spice. With a little kick, right?
Yes, with a little kick. But then you've got all the other like spices in there, so it's not just like spicy, like hot.
Yeah.
It's like very flavorful. So you've had you may have had like a tom yum soup from like Thai restaurants, and like that is a very, very flavorful broth. So you're not just getting pepper, you're getting different hits of flavor from Thai cuisine.
Right.
And so that's what like you would get from a typical pepper soup dish.
I have like one question. How much is the
How much?
Yeah. So okay. Well, is the group available on my Chop Shop as well?
Yes.
Okay. Come on now. Okay. Perfect.
Come on, you come through. I actually don't know exactly how much it is. Sorry, I can't tell you off the top of my head. But if you're my friend and you're commenting, then you know what, I'll be wrong.
Okay, got you. But normally people can buy the Euro, they can buy the pepper soup spice. All of this can be available at mychopchop.ca.
mychopchop.ca.
Come on now, guys. We're getting you set for winter, okay?
Exactly.
FT's recipes.
Come on, man. Okay, this chicken is good for now.
Perfect. Okay.
It's nice and brown.
All right.
So the next thing we're gonna do, we got all that nice fat from the chicken in there.
Okay.
Beautiful amount of flavor. I'm gonna turn that down a bit.
All right.
Put this in the back.
Okay.
And start with some coconut oil.
Alright.
So that was also on the list of ingredients.
Should we like looking? Should we put the? I'm just asking. Should we watch this?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes, let's
perfect.
watch it. Yes.
All right. Okay.
So still on, I would say, just a bit under medium heat. We're gonna go in with some coconut oil in here.
Okay.
And this is where that flavor base comes in. So remember the ingredients: the onion, garlic, ginger, Peru, and Scotch bonnet.
Okay.
Which the blend, the flavor base. I've made pastas, I've made soups, I've made stocks, and this thing hasn't failed me. So we're going to go in a couple tablespoons of this. Actually, can we just see in the comments if everyone has had time to chop up their onions or blend everything together? In case you want us to, we'll just give you a second to catch up.
Okay, let's see. Excited to be here. What's the quantity of Iru they mentioned? Like, let's say.
Oh, right. Of course, my mistake. So the blend is 1 tablespoon of Iru.
Okay.
So about a quarter of, which I can show you here. And I used 3 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
So about this much of it should be fine.
Okay. Oh, you can't read. We're gonna try it on Zoom. Give us like a few minutes.
No problem.
But a quarter of an onion.
Yes.
Okay.
Or like a medium-sized onion. Let's say.
Size. Okay.
So like a quarter of a medium-sized onion, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic.
Right.
I used half a Scotch bonnet because I don't like who doesn't like too much pepper. I'll say it.
Okay.
That's whatever, man. Like I like myself like a mild to medium heat.
Right.
You know?
So half a Scotch bonnet is mild to medium heat.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So for those of us who do not like spice, I like spice, so I'll probably be doing one.
The full, yeah.
The full one. And I see the fear in your eyes.
Could not be me. I start sweating.
Okay, so we may actually just tune back in because I know someone had asked what quantity for the euro. So this.
So a tablespoon. There's a tablespoon of in this mixture.
Okay, got it. A tablespoon.
Yeah.
A tablespoon and a quarter of onion and
2 cloves of garlic and about an inch of ginger. That's all you need.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
So once you've blended all that up, rough chop, we're going to go into the pan. So 2 tablespoons of that in there.
Okay, perfect.
You might get this with a little bit more oil.
Okay.
So what you want to do is cook this down. There's a little bit of moisture in it, and you want to basically extract the moisture.
Okay.
And this already like this to me is like it's heaven. The fragrance of this is really awesome to me. And another thing you can do here again, we're building flavor here, right? Again from the base. There's a chicken fat in there. There's a coconut oil. There's this mix. I will lightly season this. Just a little bit of salt. That will also help remove the moisture.
Right. Okay, that's actually really great feedback. But you had mentioned something about how this blend can actually be used for a number of different recipes.
Correct. I have made a couple pasta sauces with this, like a shrimp pasta sauce I did with this, with white wine, some shrimp stock. That was beautiful. I've made tomato-based sauces. I've made like a soup with it. I made rice out of it. So it's I will typically make a huge jar, keep it in my fridge, and just use it as I need.
It does smell really good, but I don't know how it's giving me this vibe from like, you know, when you're buying suya and there's just so much like in the air, you just want to buy one. That's what I'm like. Take me back.
Yo, I'm taking you back. Okay. I actually wish you guys could smell this, man. This is one of my favorite things.
So good.
So you know, like if you're actually, I think what I'm gonna use to explain this in different cuisines, there's what they call like a sofrito, right, which is a flavor base. In Italian cooking, it will typically be celery, onion, garlic, and carrots. In maybe Indian food, it might be garlic, ginger. Those are really strong flavors.
Right.
Nigeria, we always use like bell pepper, rogu. This is how we typically start our soups, our sauces, and things like that. And they're very indicative of each region.
Right.
So this is indicative of my own region, wherever that is.
Okay, I would say I would actually tell my region. I'm south from Akwa Ibom State. We don't have a lot of us here, but we have Cairo, Yoruba.
I'm from Windsor, Ontario. I'm joking. I grew up in Nigeria when I was 13 and then was here since 13, right? So a lot of my understanding of food is sort of fragmented as with regards to Nigerian food. I didn't really my own relationship with food at that age was kind of weird, so I wasn't eating lots of Nigerian food.
Okay.
So it's influencing lots of the way I cook. Especially like also cooking here and getting introduced to Italian, French, Latin American type food as well.
Would you say, because I just read that your voice is really low. Let us know if you can hear us.
Sorry guys.
Let us know in the comments if you can actually hear us. Put some thumbs up, put some spatulas in there, emojis, whatever you can grab. But would you say that you actually got into fusion when you moved here to Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, give me a second. So right now, this has been going for, I would say 2 to 3 minutes.
All right. Let's actually take a look at it. So you're set to cook this down, right?
Yes. So we've gotten a lot of the moisture out of this now. What I'm going to do is throw the chicken back in here.
Okay.
Okay. Let us know if you can hear us. And we'll try to, I don't want to yell, but I also want you to obviously hear.
Right.
So we're going back in with our chicken thighs from earlier on. We're going to just mix everything together.
Nice.
Give us a little bit more heat on that as well.
Okay. So those of us who are cooking along, how is it looking? Take a picture, tag us, because this looks really good, peeps. I wish you were here, and I am happy you are not here because that is
More for us. More for us. Can you hear us? Please let us know in the comments.
Let us know. Let's see.
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us.
Oh yes, Tayo dropped some spatulas. Okay, sis.
Can you move the mic a little closer?
Yeah, that's yeah. Now we can try to do this. Oh, the chicken. Come on now, chicken.
Okay.
Okay, well that looks good.
Yeah, it smells amazing. We're going to start seasoning here as well. So we're going to get that pepper soup spice.
All right. Join the basket.
Please and thank you. And I have my tablespoons.
Is it that one here?
My measuring spoon. Sorry, guys. I left them behind me. We're going to hit the chicken with anywhere from 2 to 3 tablespoons of pepper soup spice.
So does this have a kick as well?
It has a little kick.
Okay.
It has a little kick. I'm going to go in with 3. And then once I add the coconut milk, I'll see if I need maybe a half a tablespoon.
Okay. So
After that, yeah. I'll obviously taste. It's important to taste because different pepper soup spice blends taste different, right? So you want to know, like, what am I working with? Is this a little too strong? Is this too spicy for me, kind of thing?
Okay.
But here we've got the chicken coated in this.
Nice.
If you've made like an Indian style curry, you know, like when you're coating the chicken at the base, you've got it fully covered in spice.
Okay.
You're also frying the spice as well, like you get a lot of the fragrance out of that. So that's what's happening.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So how long do we keep this?
This I'll let it go for about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Before we add in our coconut milk.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So we got 2 minutes to chat. Okay. Tell us how you're liking this cook along so far. And I love the fact that this dish is like very easy to make. Like, because a lot of people have this mind that you know, African or Nigerian meals are just like you're gonna spend like hours.
Exactly. Right. Like, yeah. One thing about me, I don't like spending so long. I'll tell you that right now. No, there's some times where I really get into the zone and I'm in there and I'm doing my thing. But with quick and easy meals like this, like, you know, I don't want it to take too long. Especially on a weeknight where I'm just like, I'm tired from work.
True.
I just want to throw something together really quickly. This is one of those dishes I would make.
So if you want to be like in and out of the kitchen, you want to make sure that your blend is set. Stock in the fridge.
Exactly.
You just have to. You said in the beginning where you have everything in place.
Yeah, it's called a mise en place. It's a kitchen term.
Okay.
Sorry for using that, but it's a kitchen term, and it has greatly improved the way I cook at home. Like I would just spend maybe half an hour chopping everything up, and just have it ready to go in and start cooking.
Amazing. Are we up 2 minutes? Is it up now?
Yeah, I'm going to add in. So if you have the basil, this is a nice time to add in your basil. Let it like fry with the chicken for maybe 30 seconds max. You're gonna get a lot of like good fragrance from this too. Just let it pop nicely. So like I'm using about a handful.
A handful of basil. Okay.
This is Thai basil. You could use regular basil. What I was trying to imitate here in pepper soup, we use Nigerian basil ephedrine. Like that is like. My dad grows that at home in Lagos, and like that is a beautiful herb. Very similar to Thai basil, so that's what we need to get here.
Really, really good. Wow.
So at this point, again, we'll give it maybe another 10, 15 seconds. And the next thing is our coconut milk. So, crack open your cans of coconut milk. I'm using Grace. Grace is great. I don't know Grace personally, but she sounds great. And one of these cans, typically the ones that you get at the grocery store, is 400 milliliters. And a man like me measured out this recipe to one of these cans.
Smart. I like the thing.
Amen. Look, easy cooking. So we're going in with 400 milliliters of this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add that in
now. I'm gonna picture that because that would look really good.
Also, a man like me already cracked one can open, so I wasn't struggling on screen. I was embarrassed myself.
Yo, smart. Like, come on.
So there we go. We've got one. That's 400 milliliters of coconut milk going in there right now.
That looks delicious. I hope everyone's rice is boiling. Don't come and beg for rice.
I already boiled my rice, guys. It's in the microwave waiting. And I'm gonna just like wipe my forehead because I sweat a lot. So that's not nice.
And I'm gonna, show you guys what is popping. That looks so good. So the basil is in there, the chicken is in there. We have the blend that went in there as well. It looks really, really good. So coconut oil, olive oil. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. So if you're actually just tuning in, this is what stage are we at? Are we close to the end?
We are close to the end. At this point, we're also going to add in bits of chicken stock.
Right.
And lime leaves. So these are used a lot in Thai cooking. Like if you've had a good Thai curry before and you taste like it just like a really like a sour note to it. It's the lime leaf, man. It gives it a very, very interesting flavor profile that I personally love, and I wanted to introduce it to this dish as well.
Wow, I'm so sad because my phone just died on me. I'm gonna see if we can get another phone because you're gonna want to see the close up. Give me like a few seconds.
No.
Wow, you're a good chef?
Yeah, I'm good. I will talk to the people.
Amazing.
People, I hope you can hear me, people. We're gonna go in with our chicken stock. You can always make your own chicken stock at home. I would have preferred to do that, but I didn't have a lot of time today. So I'm using some store-bought chicken stock. One thing you want to notice is, or to keep note of, is whether or not you're getting like a low-sodium chicken broth, so that you can adjust the seasoning in your sauce as well. Today we are using low-sodium chicken broth, and I'm going to go in with half a cup, just to loosen up the sauce a bit and add some more chicken flavor here. And then we're going to let that cook together. Okay. This is also a great time to taste, right? Drop your 1 or 2 lime leaves in, taste the sauce, make sure it's up to your standard, season accordingly. Some people don't like too much salt in their food, right? Maybe you might want to add a touch of water in here at this point. That might help. Maybe you want yours a little bit more spicy. Hey, that's okay too, man. I'm going to taste mine and see where we're at. I think mine needs a little bit more pepper soup spice, for sure. Because I want it to really give,
Okay.
So the recipe calls for 4, but today I was like, you know what, let's check it now.
Okay.
Let's check it. I will check it.
So if you're checking from home right now and you find that your spice actually, like the tasting requires some more pepper soup spice, please go ahead.
Please do. Some of you may have some seasoning cubes, some bouillon cubes. This is also a great time to season with that bouillon. We're using Knorr cube today. You may also have like soy sauce at home. You might have some fish sauce. Feel free, this becomes your recipe at the end of the day.
Right.
Throw in a little bit of fish sauce in there too. Give it your own distinct flavor profile. And then you can host your own live and teach your own dish. Come on, man. Black food.
Host your own live. I like that. Empowering the people.
Empowering. One thing about me, man, I'm going to empower you. It's getting cold in Canada. You know how I know? Because my seasoning cubes are starting to harden. It's so frustrating. I'm just going to throw it in there and it will melt because it's hot, right? One thing about me, no stress.
I actually did, funny story, I actually did see someone, they put the cube and they put a hammer beside it.
I was like, I don't want to start hammering things at home.
Right.
Sometimes if I have a little mortar and pestle, I would definitely mash it up. But today, I'm just like, you know what, throw it in. Let it do its thing.
And I like that we all think alike, because if it's gonna cook, the heat is in there. You might as well cook on. So everyone, let us know how far you've gone. For those of us cooking, and you said Margaret is cooking as well.
Margaret is cooking. I know Estelle is cooking.
Come on.
So if you guys are cooking along with us, please let us know how it's going. You want to bring your curry up to a nice gentle boil, and then let it simmer.
Okay.
So that's where we're at right now. You want the flavors to really come together. It might taste a little bit gritty right now because of the pepper soup spice, but as it boils together, as everything dissolves in, it'll really hit. I'm gonna taste it again.
Yeah,
because I seasoned.
Everyone who was praying. My phone is back on. So
they were praying for your phone?
They were people were just like, come on.
Come on, man. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire.
We're back, so I can show you guys what that is like.
Yeah, this is where we're at right now. We've got the is that a
yes, I already muted my mic. So.
We've got the lime leaves, we've got the basil in there, and everything is coming together. Yeah, I'm gonna give it one more taste. give that one more taste.
Okay. Let's see that taste. Okay, how are we feeling?
Ooh, I like it.
So this is actually you added an extra
tablespoon
of
of pepper soup spice.
Okay.
I'm gonna let this go. I noticed the Maggi, the Knorr cube hasn't fully dissolved, so I'm gonna taste it again in a second to see where that's at.
You mentioned something about it being gritty, right?
Yes,
Why
yes.
is that,
Because of the pepper soup spice, right? It needs to dissolve. Typically, when you make pepper soup, you let it cook in the broth
Okay.
for a good amount of time so it dissolves.
Oh,
so
is that why you had it on the chicken?
Yes.
Smart.
So it's gonna dissolve in the sauce right now as it boils.
Okay. So give or take how long?
I will give it maybe 20 minutes. Let your sauce cook. Stir it so that the coconut milk itself doesn't burn. That's important. And adjust your seasoning. Okay, add salt, add soy sauce, add whatever you need, and let that do its thing.
Do you want to do some more turning so we can see?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So you've got a good amount of chicken in there, a healthy portion of chicken, chicken thighs, lime, basil, pepper soup spice, Knorr cube, salt, garlic, ginger, rodo.
Amazing.
That's that.
Amazing.
So now we will start to prepare our garnishes for the dish.
Garnishes.
So we can move all the sort of starter items out of the way.
Okay.
And replace your mise en place pretty much. What do you got here? I can move away my pepper soup spice. Thank you so much. Mom pepper soup spice. You did a great job today.
Remember, you can get yours. You can get yours at mychopchop.ca. I know we've had some really great help in the comments dropping. Hazel says almost there. Smells great. Okay, Hazel.
That's how taste it. Let us know what it tastes like on your end.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that everything is coming together nicely for everyone else as well.
Right. Come on. So.
It's okay.
So yeah. Let me know. So let's say someone's just, joining and they're probably not cooking along. What would you say it tastes like? Is this more of, I don't know if you've ever tried, I would say maybe like a beans porridge? Like, what would you say the taste is like right now?
So it has a coconut flavor.
Okay.
It's, if you've had Caribbean curry chicken, it's giving a little bit of curry chicken.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm getting a hint of that right now. Nice. It's a little spicy, not too much at all actually. I actually wish it was a little spicier. So, we made a mistake.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, we'll get the garnishes going. We will, one thing I like to use to garnish is a red bell pepper for a couple reasons. It's nice and sweet, so it'll give it a little crunch as well in your dish. And just a little bit of freshness as well. So you can just slice all around. You don't need too much. Again, you might be cooking for maybe 2-3 people at home right now. No sticker. Cool. This is already washed. Wash your vegetables.
Washing vegetables, guys.
You also, there's not a lot of white membrane left here, but if you did have some, you can just slice that off. Again, it will be a little bitter if you keep the white membrane on. So
okay, so you have to take as much of that out.
Yeah, take that off. You can then chop this into 2. And then I like to go, sorry, Yvonne, I should.
I will watch you.
Come over here.
Come over here. Okay, yeah, got you.
So you can see how things are cut. We're just going to do a little trim. Again, this is a garnish, so just cut as much as you think you might need. I think this might be okay for us. We'll see. We might cut some more.
Nice. Those are very thin.
Alright, so we'll do it. We'll do a little bit more. But this is really nice. I really like how that goes into the dish.
Nice. Okay, so this garnishing, is it normally what you would recommend, or you don't have to do this part?
You don't have to. The dish in its fullness of glory has this on it.
Okay, got it.
Yes. So if you want to do it in the fullness of glory, please feel free.
Come on, live with excellence, guys.
Live with excellence. You can dice your peppers. You can cut them out however feels comfortable. This for me is how I prefer it to be.
Amazing. Nice. Okay. So some bell peppers, and let's say people are just putting stuff together. They're not slicing right now. What else do they need to have on the table?
Stir your sauce. Stir your sauce. Make sure it's coming together nicely. Give it a little go along.
So it doesn't burn, right?
So it doesn't burn. Help it get there.
Okay.
And then we're also going to slice up some limes. This will, they really like wash your limes as well. Good tip to like get the juices flowing in your limes, just roll them on the table.
Okay.
And then now you're good to go. You slice the end off, both ends off, down the middle. We're just going to do this in quarters.
Okay.
So like that is a good.
That's enough. Okay.
For each dish.
Right.
For each portion. So for us, we'll do that.
Okay, so and for everyone who's just been cooking along, let's get your garnishes now, and we hope your rice is ready so that we can all eat together. Okay.
We've got some cilantro or coriander leaves, which some people know it by. I already picked these at home because I don't want to bring a whole bunch. You know, whoever like sells cilantro, you should let us buy in smaller portions because it's not fair. I don't always need a whole bunch, you know. So.
Yeah, I noticed too. Cilantro and mint. It's like
mint, parsley. I'm just like, man, like I don't need all of that today. But anyway, I picked it at home, and I'll use the rest for something else at home, so we don't waste it. So you can leave a little bit of stem on. Cilantro stems have a lot of flavor, so keep that.
Okay.
And then I have some cashews. Some roasted cashews on this dish, fantastic. I'm just going to break them up so that you're not like eating whole pieces. You can also like pulse this in a food processor.
Okay.
But hey, we have some time to kill, so.
Okay, so let's talk about the fusion part of the dish, right? So now it's a blend of Nigerian and I believe some Thai as well. So what's going on the fusion side, I would say? So we talked about the pepper soup spices, we talked about the Knorr cubes, talked about Ibru, the blend. So now let's talk about, I guess, now you're the garnishing, the cashews.
Right, fair. Right, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily do that, which is fair. 1 second, I'm going to grab another container for this, just so I can break in one and throw this in the other. So I guess these to me, I did this dish for an event last year, and I was wondering, you know, what can we use to add some texture to the dish? Cashews are a great garnish for curries. Some roasted cashews. You can use peanuts too if you want. Obviously, if you're allergic to nuts, don't use them. Please. It's not by force.
Ignore that part of the recipe.
Ignore that part of the recipe, please and thank you. The peppers, again, I wanted some freshness in the dish. Yeah. And the lime, like a little squeeze of lime on the curry afterwards. Like that, like little burst of acidity is fantastic. And it helps like round it out because it's also a very fatty dish, right? Like it's got like the chicken thighs, it's got the coconut milk, the oil. So a little acidity helps just to cut that.
Amazing. So this is the FT's pepper soup curry dish. Hey, we're loving it. So drop some comments. Let us know how it's going for you on your end. Let us know if you've tried something similar to this before. If you did, let us know what it is in the comments and how you're loving it.
Yeah, that's good. Interact, guys.
Yeah.
I want to feel like you're here with me. I don't want to be lonely.
Okay, perfect. So
yes. So our garnishes are done pretty much.
Let's see how we get
We've got so to finish, we have our little crushed up cashews. We've got our julienne red peppers. We've got our picked cilantro. That is all she wrote. We have our rice cooked already, so we'll get that out in a sec. I'm going to clean up the space so that we can use it for serving in a few minutes.
All right, so just keep turning the worries.
So we'll keep turning, and we'll also taste. Guys, like cooking, I know recipes are very important, but people use different ingredients that we don't have at home, right? Your salts may be different from my salt, right? Your gnocchi may be sitting a little longer than mine, so maybe you need to adjust the seasoning.
Right, and there's something else I just realized. It's actually very thick. How is that? Because you didn't actually use any thickening, like.
No, so it'll start to reduce, right? Like we're gonna cook out some of that water from the chicken stock while it leaves the flavor behind. So that's what we want it to thicken a little bit as well.
Y'all see that steam? Come on now.
It's coming. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yes.
Actually, Yvonne, I'm going to get a spoon so you can taste it.
Okay, sure.
And you let me know if you need to add anything else. If you need to adjust for seasoning. Tell me what's your flavor.
Will do. Kaya says she loves the idea of adding cashews for texture. I love that. I love nuts.
There you go.
Thank you.
And so I will also wash this.
Have you ever like tasted a dish and then somehow a piece of meat gets in the tasting? I don't know if
Hey
you
man, it happens to me all the time. Sometimes I just end up eating all the meat at that point. So
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna drop my phone down and taste this. It looks really good.
Let us know what we need. You are our co-chef for the day. I do think you might need a little bit more seasoning.
No.
I need to up it up. I mean, it'll also cook down, so it might intensify a bit.
Right. No, this is really good. I'm gonna put this away as well.
Okay.
That was really. I feel like it tastes. I can taste pepper soup spice for sure.
Mhm.
I can also taste the curry and coconut milk too. So it tastes really, really good. If you guys can share us, let us know because we are just getting too excited for the dish and we're just not, talking loud. So let us know if you guys can hear us. So, okay, what's next?
Really and truly, now it's just to wait. So, Yvonne,
Right.
how was your week?
My week?
Yes.
My
yes,
week was
yes.
great, actually.
Mhm.
It's over now. I'm starting a new job next week. So it's
congratulations.
Thank you.
Everyone said you want some good vibes, starting a new job.
Please, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very
How
well.
about you? How was your week? Actually,
Yes, what?
event, and I was at the event. You had collaborated with a couple more chefs in the city.
Yes, we did. So we had a sort of end of summer barbecue. I really enjoy barbecues. I love cooking for people, and I hope I can do this yearly. Myself, Chef Imoteda, and Shay Laja came together and hosted an end of summer barbecue / day party vibe. We had a lot of food, some good music, drinks, and a lot of good vibes from everyone.
I was there.
The best vibes, obviously. So yeah, that was really good. Thank you to everybody that came out. Thank you for everyone that supported. We do know there were a couple hiccups here and there, but we'll be back better. Okay?
Definitely. Tell us about Lamuren. How do you pronounce it?
Lamuren.
Lamuren, Yvonne. Come on now.
It's okay, man. It's okay. Do your thing.
Lamuren.
So Lamuren is my cooking business. It's my food page. It is what I want to represent what cooking is in my life. Lamuren comes from the word Lamuren, which is my hometown in Ijebu-Ode. Well, my father's hometown in Ijebu-Ode, Lagos, no, Ogun State, Nigeria. For me, using Lamuren was a way to sort of honor family and how cooking has been a huge part of my family since I've been very young. So today we use Lamuren, host events. Lamuren hosts cook-alongs. Lamuren will do TikTok videos. It's run by myself, my brother, and my very good friend Sumisho Dade. But you only mostly see me. They're behind the scenes doing other things.
Oh, you're that TikTok guy.
Hey man. I don't know if I can do TikTok voice today, guys.
Come on now.
I
Ask
don't.
for it, guys.
Maybe when we're eating, I'll do it. But for some reason, it only comes out when it's time for me to do my voiceover. Otherwise, it won't come, man.
It's fine. If we actually get to be graced with that TikTok voice, we'll be happy.
Yeah.
Either way, the food is top notch.
Yeah.
So
Let's give it one more taste and see where we're at.
okay.
It's been a few minutes.
I like how it looks. So at first it was a little light color, but now
It's starting to darken.
Yeah, it's starting to darken. It looks okay.
Yes. Okay. It's giving what it was supposed
It's
to give.
giving. Come on.
Everyone, like for people that are cooking along, taste your dish. Let us know what you're getting. It's hopefully it's giving, man. And hopefully you have a wonderful dinner if you're cooking along.
Right.
And if you're not, and you're just watching, the recipe is out there as well. We can send that to you. You can make this at home. The instructions are there. Feel free to make tweaks as you want. Add a touch of fish sauce, add a touch of soy sauce,
Yum.
give it some extra life. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. So we're gonna warm up the rice because I do believe in about 5 minutes you're ready to use.
Yay.
I'll be
5
right back.
minutes.
You want to entertain our guests?
Okay, so I'm gonna do my rap. I'm kidding. I would actually start off by asking everyone, tell us where you're tuning in from. We love how Black Foodie Week is digital this time. Well, it was digital last year as well, and then we just love the fact that you can join in from anywhere. So tell us where you're joining in from. Tell us what city you're in. Tell us what continents if you're not in Canada. Tell us where you're joining from, and tell us if you're gonna be trying this dish and how easy you think it is. I think it's easy. I think my chicken already comes chopped, and I have you in my fridge as well. So I think I'm gonna be doing this more often this winter. It's gonna help you stir that, right?
Please and thank you. Please.
Yeah. So if you're actually cooking along, please stir your sauce.
Stir your sauce. Muy importante.
Right?
To stir your sauce. I'm looking for how they serving spoon have another plate.
And would you say like the best meat to for this recipe? Would you say chicken or you can bang with any?
It'll work with any proteins really. I think a chicken will be good. Fish will also slap really hard.
I like fish.
Beef will be good. Goats.
Go.
Ha!
So that's the same.
Let me tell you about some goat's pepper soup, guys. It will change your life. So definitely use goats if you can. I've also done a vegetarian/vegan version of this where I used mushrooms, bell peppers, and some squash. So that was really nice.
Bell peppers and squash. Yum.
Yeah, that was really, really good. So yeah, you can definitely do that as well.
Okay, so we are about to plate, garnish, lay down, throw it down.
We're about to do the damn thing.
Right,
We're
right.
about to do the damn thing.
Okay, so what would you say is one thing you're looking forward to, let's say the next time you visit Nigeria? And I know from
Ooh.
this food.
I want to go to the north.
Okay.
To taste the food in the north. I have never been up north.
Never been up north.
So there's a lot of the food that I've been exposed to when I talk about Nigerian cooking. Typically Yoruba, which is a tribe I'm from. Igbo food,
Okay.
which I've had South food as well. But you know, Hausa food is also very, very delicious, and I want to learn how to use the spices in Hausa cooking.
Nice, nice. Okay, the rice is here. So is there any specific type of rice you would say is best paired with this?
For me, I like jasmine rice. Jasmine or basmati rice is wonderful with this. It has that fragrance as well. It's also used a lot in like Thai cooking. So it's giving.
Okay.
You can also use regular white rice. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to shame you for your white rice. I will not shame you for your regular white rice.
But you say the best rice to go with it would be jasmine.
Preferably some
Basmati.
jasmine or basmati, some fragrant basmati rice.
Nice, nice, nice.
So
Okay.
if you turn this down now, we're gonna turn this down.
Right, okay.
Sorry, my studio director is telling me to move things. But yes, so we turn this down. Our sauce has thickened. It looks great. We're gonna serve. Yvonne, how many pieces of meat do you want?
I mean, should I say that on camera or I'm kidding?
Say as much as you want.
Enough. That's actually perfect.
Hey, sure, one more.
Oh yeah, of course, one more. If you want to be generous, let's be generous.
I'll plate mine up as well. It's a curry. My protein intake for the day has not been great. So we're giving
So we have
1,
to
2
get
pieces of chicken.
more.
You know my vibe.
Right.
I like my food saucy.
Okay.
I like a little extra steam in my food. I'm that kind of guy.
Right. Okay. So right now, I know a lot of us have just been excited looking at the dishes, but let's speak louder.
Okay, sorry, guys.
We're garnishing right now.
We're
Okay.
garnishing it with a bit. We did the red peppers.
Okay.
At the bottom, we've got some cilantro. Cashews are there as well. Put a couple more cashews.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a squeeze of lime to go with that.
Nice. Nice.
Some on the side here as
We're gonna
well.
actually just watch your own plate closely.
Okay.
You missed a lot of that garnishing.
Sorry about that, guys. So we're going to go cashews, You can also eat this out of a bowl or something.
Okay.
I like mine with a lot of cashews. Personally, I'm going with some of that cilantro. Big fan. I know some people don't like cilantro. It tastes like soap to some people.
Oh wow.
And that sucks, man. I think it's a genetic thing.
What would you say is a substitute then?
For cilantro here, I don't know if cilantro has a substitute, man. You can use basil, to be honest.
Okay.
You can finish, because we used basil early on, you can also finish with basil. That's perfectly fine too.
That's really good.
So that is that.
I have no reason for panning, but I just want to
Let me get you a fork.
Thank you. That looks really good. Tell us, like, if you actually made this, let us know what yours looks like, okay? Send us a picture, tag us.
Tag us, guys.
Please.
Tag us. Let us know
Okay.
how your
Chef.
food is tasting.
All right.
Let's-
Taste test.
Let's get into this. Yeah. Came together.
Came together.
Came together.
So I see actually you had some nuts on your own.
Get some cilantro. Get some of the red pepper in there.
Really nice. Do you salt the rice when you boil it or you don't?
A little bit.
Oh, a little, okay.
Because I know this is going to have a decent amount of seasoning, so I don't want salt my rice.
Actually, taste the lime a little bit too. Nice. Okay.
The lime comes through.
So this is FT's pepper soup curry with rice, shaken curry with rice.
Yes.
So this dish we can pretty much cook and plate and do everything in under 30 minutes.
I was still under for 45 minutes on our max with a little bit of back and forth.
That's just
Little bit of
laughing, cackling.
Yeah. So I hope that I really hope you're enjoying your dinners, guys. Like that would mean the world to me. And if not, I will give you out of arts instead.
Next time. So again, you can catch this recipe, I believe, on Black Foodie website as well. And then if you also got some emails, the recipe was also in emails. And you can get your spices from mychopchop.ca. The pepper soup spice, the roux spice, that is really needed for this dish. And just get to work and cook. We hope you enjoyed it.
Enjoy your dinner, guys.
All right then. Bye.